Okay, we're reaching the end of our summit here. So we'll ask whoever takes the floor from now on to wrap up basically and leave us with their final words, say in a couple perhaps. Mshaya, for example, spoke more yesterday than today, I believe, or her failed attempts did not reveal fruitful enough. So perhaps she is still with us to share her opinion. Diran as well has taken the floor quite regularly. So it would be nice to hear from those whom we've heard less before the end. And in the meantime, of course, we're giving the floor to Alice, who will be the last panelist among the already heard ones. Yes.
Une limite dont on n'a pas parlé. Même si
to our systems that we perhaps didn't really point at sufficiently, even though you can remain as open and tolerant as you wish about this sort of faint distinction between endogenous and exogenous factors. I think we shouldn't underestimate
dominant and to evacuate this kind of approaches. We don't have the time to speak about that now, but in the case of gachacha, the battle that has taken place of a process that is taking place at the local level and globally fought in a way to completely inhibit the discourse about gachacha and the practice and whatever it can happen. It can bring. I think we have to be careful also about what the colonial scholars speak about so much, about the necessity to be aware of those other systems of knowledge would like to have the upper hand of what to think, how the world goes. It's a dominating world, struggle for powers we are witnessing now. In terms of epistemology, it is also very important. So let's think about how to strategize so that these knowledge are not expanded in that process. Thank you. I'm going also to excuse myself. Thank you very much. I told Ali I have a course to teach online. So I have to go back to that. Thank you very much for having me. I've enjoyed this space and the ideas. I hope it will be done again. My sister Mshai, I would have wanted to listen to you, but Ali and will organize. Thank you very much for having me. And thank you very much for the food of knowledge.
Thank you so much, Alice.
Very much.
Okay, see you soon. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Yes, la parole à Martina. Martina wants to make a concluding word.
Yes, a conclusion.
We saw you. We don't forget.
What I want to say is I'm happy to be a part of this session. The system our ancestors created is from great intelligence, as we have seen. I'm also pleased to hear that we must promote Africanism. It is important for the next generation to know where they come from. It is important for them to know about the intelligence and amazing things Africans have done in the past. Here in Suriname, all we know is that our history starts at the plantation. But our history starts in Africa. That's why people like me do research, so the younger generation learns about the past. Also, I think that there should be more programs where Africans in Africa get interactions with Africans in diaspora. Programs that involve education, religion, for example. Suriname made the first step by appointing a Njuka woman as ambassador in Ghana. So we hope more will follow. Ambassador Fidelia Gallon. She is my cousin.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Martina. Thank you so much. I think Afrospective is a kind of it's an initiative of Global Africa. It's an attempt, you know, to make those kinds of links. In our level, we try to make that kind of renewal or renaissance of relations between African and African diaspora. And you know that Ali and Professor Augustine Hall have been leading the program of General History of Africa, particularly the volume 9, who is focused on diaspora. So we clearly understand what you're talking about. Thank you so much. Ali, I think you shouldn't have the last word now. You should have the last word at the last, So
thank you.
No, it's Misha. I think
it's Misha.
Yeah. Misha. Yeah.
Thank you, everyone. And actually, today I wasn't going to speak because I felt I spoke too much yesterday, but also because, unfortunately, I had guests who were arriving and I had to settle them in. So I missed about an hour and I was dying to get back, so I didn't want to repeat anything. But I just wanted to say, from what I have heard, for me, this has been so exciting. And I think, as many people have said, we are beginning a conversation, and the conversation is multi-layered in so many ways. I'm just thinking about the many ways in which we have seen that both indigenous and endogenous. And for me, endogenous haven't ended. We are continuing to learn from each other. We are continuing to create things. All these things we are developing continue to grow. I work with culture a lot. And by the way, the Kenyan Constitution enshrines culture and says culture is the foundation of the nation. And it is the cumulative civilization of all the people. So for me, culture is something we continue to make. I'm very invested in saying that we don't leave things in the past. We go back, but then we don't have to keep replicating what was there. And what I loved most about all the presentations was people critically thinking and constantly telling us, this may not work for today. This is what is problematic. Because I think we get into a problem when we are so busy fighting for these systems, these ancient systems, that we cannot see what's problematic with them. But I think if we are able to do that analysis that we have begun, we can surely not only make a better Africa, I am convinced we can make a better world. Because we talked about global Africa, and I think one thing Africa has done is made sure the Africans in every corner of the world. So if global Africa can really develop the systems we're talking about, if we can continue the energy that we have carried and we have seen and we've exchanged, and we continue to carry it forward, I am convinced that we have started a revolution, and I can't wait to continue to be part of it. So thank you very much for letting me be part of this.
Thank you so much, Mshai. I couldn't imagine that people, let us say, not all people, but people like Professor Hall and Professor Ali could be starting a revolution. Generally you start a revolution when you are 20, something like that. But okay, let us say that they are 20.
We'll keep going. I mean, we're amplifying the revolution that's been building up.
Thank you, Mshai. Who wants to go? Who has something to say? Okay.
Well, yeah, just a quick
hand. So we'll
just a quick word to.
No, you not have a quick word, Professor Hall. You have a word, not a quick word. Professor Hall and Ali will conclude. So I'm just asking for other people who would like to say something else, to say it now, or to wait for the coming webinar. If not,
a last word.
Then Professor Hall.
Yeah, it is a word of gratitude, and I would like to thank all the organizers, the participants, those who have lectured, etc., etc. And what I hope is if we can bring the result of our discussion and thinking to our leaders, political leaders, this is important. But the most important for me is to make it available for the young men and young women. meaning the high school student and the university student also, because I think this is important. And the most important, as I said before, is the self-confidence in ourselves. And this is the most important is to make this the young generation be proud and self-confident. This could be the beginning of the revolution you talk about. Thank you.
Thank you, Yopo. I think we are going to conclude because of the time. Just to say that one of the people talking in the discussion say humanity came out of Africa and spread throughout the globe. And for him, it's important to assert that for the end of this webinar. We have very, very, very little time to say just a few words because we need to leave the people who are doing the interpretation, to stop their work. So this is the last one.
Yeah, thank you so much. Really, I was on and off today because of power fluctuation and also connection. Sorry. But when I get the chance, I've been attending and following all the presentations and the responses. I'm really very glad, and I hope this initiation will continue and will become more fruitful, maybe through publication and the disseminating all the things that we have discussed. And I hope that Ali and Professor also and others would really bring others on board, especially those who can turn ideas into policies and policies into actions. And I hope for that. And I would really like to thank Ali for giving me this chance. Sometimes it may seem coincidence, but things happen for good. And thank you so much for having me. And I'm happy to join you all. And God bless you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Zelalem. Thank you very much.
Alia, you have it to close and to give the...
Well, I really have nothing special to say. I think we began, as Misha said, a conversation. I think the way we have addressed these issues is very promising, because we all exercise our critical thinking to not only to speak about our research, but also about the step forwards. And I think for us as a Afrospective think tank, I think we will continue this debate with our partner, the Global Humanity for Peace Institute. I think we will discuss, because there is, and most of you have raised the necessity also of comparing with other regions like the Latin America, Caribbean, to see the indigenous people in those continent and region, what they produce, what are the similarities. I think that there is a need, and Asia and even Europe, because we always talk Europe is the place of modernity, but there have been also a lot of indigenous tradition that some of them are still surviving. And so we need to have this global also conversation to build what some of you have already mentioned as a shared universalism, a shared humanity. And I think perhaps it will be a universalism from bottom up, and not the one we are experiencing top down. So, and I think there is a long journey, and we will continue, and we hope that we can also share all what we have recorded, and we will work on the publication to see what we can publish from all this debate. And I would like really again to thank our partners, our colleague, Sherto, Garrett, Dispoina, who really help us not only technically but also substantially to guide us in this work, and also who give us really the listening, the necessary, and also idea to make this exchange productive and fruitful. And to finish, I really would like to give the floor to Sherto to say the last word of this to conclude I think this webinar. So Sherto, if you are here,
thank you, Ali. I think there isn't anything to add apart from just our gratitude to all the presenters, all the panelists, all the moderators who have joined us, and also for all the participants who engaged beautifully, enthusiastically. And there is just as much contribution from the audience as the panelists, and we all appreciated this dynamic, but also I used the word enthusiastic already, but dynamic and enthusiastic reflection on the way forward. And there is also such an openness from all of us wanting to move forward. And I think that the final discussion in terms of not to create a strengthen the binary, not to dichotomize, not to oppose one each other, not taking the antagonistic view or antagonistic ways of relating, but actually you related in that openness, in an open way. And I'm really grateful. In one of the chat, our colleague said, well, in fact, even though I'm not from Africa, and maybe just like Augustin, although you're from Africa, but you're not necessarily, you're a global person. So we can all become global person. Therefore, global Africa maybe just be that notion of global, so that we can all be part of this genuine emancipation and liberation. And we liberate ourselves together rather than creating more wars and or separation. So couldn't be more delighted with the note that this summit, Marshall used the word, it's truly a summit, has ended. And we look forward to continuing this journey with you.
Thank you very much, Sherto. And I think we came to the end of our webinar, and really we apologize for the interpreter to have passed 10 minutes, but I think we are still in the timing. So I think thank you very much. Thank you all of the panelists, the participants who also contributed. And we hope that we can have other opportunities to continue this conversation. Thank you very much. And yes, I forget also to thank the moderator, Michai and Augustin, who ensure, and Martial, who ensure this perfectly. And thank you very much. Anyway, that is something that's due to the cause we are defending. And as Sherto said, the global Africa is also the global humanity. So let's continue the journey together. Thank you very much for your patience. And today we have not that much technical problem, so we gifted by.
Okay.
By Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So,
so much.
bye.
Okay, bye now.
Okay, bye everybody. Bye everybody.